In a world of shiny helmets, spandex jumpsuits, and strange monsters, these heroes force feed you a bowl of awesome that is the Tokudon Podcast. Join Carl and Rob as they haphazardly welcome you to the exciting genre of Tokusatsu. Now, open wide.
Oh, hi, friends.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on? So we are here for another episode of Tokudon.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to be talking about Revice because we haven't checked in with Revice in a little while and kind of going through what's up with that. But before we do, my friend, what have you been up to?
My friend, I have been, I haven't been playing Elden Ring, but I've been lore diving along with,
Okay, we're just going to go
all
into
these playthroughs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, it's been an all-consuming thing on top of Revice, catching up with it. Because I'm so excited to play it. I'm just, when I can, we'll get there. But I mean, honestly, I see all these builds, and I understand why now you went with the Pumpkinhead.
Oh, yeah.
It was curious to me at first. I was like, well, I know his style is usually a big brutish guy, but the Pumpkinhead, curious. But I guess it's all about stats. So I'm very curious about your build.
So, yeah, armor more so in this one than any other game. Maybe even like more so than Dark Souls 3, which was kind of wild. Armor really doesn't make a difference in the grand scheme of things. It's all fashion souls. Yeah, there's no real like passive abilities like in Neo. You put sets together to get certain passive abilities, stuff like that. There's really none of that in Elden Ring. So it was literally just a meme. That's all it was.
I see. Okay, I'm like, it's everywhere.
Pumpkinhead,
really
Pumpkinhead was just my meme. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah, my current build though is let's say Blood for the Blood God. That is essentially what it is. It has become I am Bleed Daddy. I am an edgelord. I have embraced my full edgelord capabilies. But
so
I
strictly
also
stats for you. Got it.
strictly I like to chunk 18% of life bars out of people. So
it's a set percentage no matter what.
So
18%.
Yes, Bleed has been in the series for a little while now. At least since Dark Souls 2. It might have been in Dark Souls 1. I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
And yes, it's a procable status ailment, sort of like poison or toxin or any of these other ones. But when it hits that bar, it chunks 18%, no matter their health pool. Oof. So you have a certain kind of hanging around the bosses puzzles sort of thing. Like you're supposed to beat this thing that has a shit ton of health. But it's not going to go anywhere. You just got to kind of figure it out. I solve it.
So, okay. So it's really, and I mean, in terms of efficacy, sure. I'm sure that's the most quick way to dispatch anybody. But I see a lot of users, like, there's like hella combos that you can do with the magic spells.
Yep.
Like, I see all kinds of craziness with, I'm sorry, before I get into that. The hand spell, that's the first level spell, right? That's a tier 1 spell. That, I'm sorry, you mentioned, we talked about it before, where you summoned a giant hell death hand.
Yes, the dragon hand.
Yes. So that's, and I think I mentioned it before, but now I see that that's not even scratching the magic that it gets into.
No. The dragon magics are, they're like basic bitch magic.
I was like, what the?
There is some wild ass spells in this game.
I'm excited to play it.
My end game, which, I always have a closet edgelord. It is what it is. It comes out
it's
more often than not.
We just embrace it here.
Yeah, I embrace it. I listen to death metal and put my hair to the side, that kind of thing.
Sorry.
And I've run bleed builds before. I had my final build in Dark Souls 3 ended up being a bleed build. No. But now they have introduced something called the Blood Flame.
I'm sorry?
The Blood Flame. Yes, the Blood Flame.
You have me already.
Exactly.
Go on.
So I have embraced the Blood Flame. And that is the plan that we're doing here. I am using a twin blade, which is basically a Darth Maul sword.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have not renounced my faith, as we have still finally been able to use the holy hands, the scripture on these fists, quite literally. Yeah, it's literally a
aura punches.
Sort of. It's not as aura as I would like it to be, but it literally has like elvish, like the One Ring script down the hand, glowing. And you can't block it. It goes through shields. So, yeah. And it scales with faith, which is also part of the blood flame. So, essentially, I make you pop 18%, and then I take out the holy hands and teach you to repent. That is essentially my build right
I
now.
dig it.
While also slinging lightning bolts at you.
So that's that class. What is it called? The Confessor? Is that the...
No. So the starting classes, like any Dark Souls, don't mean a whole lot. It really just whatever equipment you start with, and then whatever stats you kind of lean into out the beginning. You can grind out any of these stats and change them. There's even a respec that you can unlock in the second area, the second like designed to be second area sort of thing.
Because I imagine the Confessor like a giant cloaked with a hat Solomon Grundy type dude who's got like prayer beads and is just walking down the whole path and just grabs everybody by the face and just crushes it.
No, that's mine. The Confessor
that's yours.
Yeah, that's mine. So that's you grab them, hit them with some beast magic, crush their face, and then make them pray to the blood flame god. So yeah, that's my dude. Got it. Confessor is more of a let's say like a Templar assassin is the best way to describe it. And again, this means nothing, but the
Jay Cormac. Okay, got it.
Yeah, the idea is that they start with this kind of cloaked figure. They have a incantation called Assassin's Approach, which removes all footstep noises and makes you harder to detect. And then they also have one of the heal spells. Yeah, so their whole thing is supposed to be stealthy boys. It's the stealthy faith class because there's 10 starting classes. Again, they really don't mean anything. You can find all of the equipment very early in the game.
I guess. I mean, is it loot crazy? Is it really that loot crazy?
Oh yeah, no, it's insane.
You get 10 variations of the same sword?
No, so it's not quite that. It's just at least like you're going to get 10 different variations of a longsword that have a similar moveset, but they're going to look unique. So it's not like.
So it really is fashion. Then.
Yeah, a lot of it is fashion, honestly. And then with the whole Ashes of War, whole thing going on with the weapon arts, let's just call them, from Dark Souls 3. You can swap out the weapon art and customize your build even more. Essentially what you can do is on your L2, you have a special ability, right? So most of them, like, a great sword on the greatsword, like Guts' greatsword, like straight up Guts' greatsword, is a stomp, and then you do the big uppercut, right? Like you're familiar with that from Dark Souls 3. You do the stomp and then the big uppercut. You can swap that for a litany of other things, and they don't have to necessarily be things that you would, steer into. So if you're having a faith build like myself, I can put sorcery-based Ashes of War on there. So if I wanted to, I could take my standard twin blade, like I have a fancy blood version now. Like it's a unique blood twin blade. But I also have the base twin blade. Like any, longsword, broadsword, whatever. It's just the generic version. I can take that and put on, for a while I was running what was called a blood slash, where you cut your hand a little bit, you eat a teeny bit of health, but you do this crazy big arcing slash, and then that builds blood, but it also does a ton of damage.
It's kind of an unwritten rule that any spell or incantation that requires a little bit of you in that is going to be like a big fuck you spell.
Exactly. That's what I love about it. And I have so many like poppable like health regen things that I can do now. One's called Beast Vitality, which just regens over time sort of thing that I can just pop in there, do that, and it's like it doesn't even cost anything. It's great. I love it.
Jesus.
But that twin blade, for a while, I had on what was called the Carrion Greatsword, which was a sorcery, and I don't cast any sorceries. My it scales with intelligence. My intelligence is 7, so I'm a big dum-dum. I am a huge.
That sounds
dum-dum.
about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about.
No,
yeah,
I'm gonna bop it, and I'm just gonna run at it until it's dead. I do not. The whole planning thing.
Dear warrior, you have been granted the spell of the ultimate spells. Would you cast this on the enemy to vanquish them forever? Can I bash?
Yeah.
No, you just You're just I want bash. Okay.
Straight up, my dude is like, okay, but can I throw lightning? Can I throw lightning at blood? We're gonna bleed him. We're gonna bleed him dry. Okay. And they're like, but sir, they're flanking us. No, you're not listening.
No.
Get on the horse. Cool. We're gonna bleed them.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'll take your lightning spell. I'm gonna eat the scroll so that when I'm in their face, I'm gonna scream, and then the spell's just gonna come out. It'll singe my beard, and my beard will catch a flame and fire in their face.
Do you want me to tell you that that's actually an Ash of War that you can get?
Don't I do this all the time? Go ahead, please tell me more.
So anyway, you can swap the Ash of War. It's a carrying greatsword, was a sorcery style weapon art that I put on there, and essentially raise the twin blade up. You've probably seen it if anyone has seen any trailers. This magical greatsword comes out, charges, and then grows about 3 times if you charge it all the way up, and it's just a big fuck you slash from hell comes
riser
down.
Sword, like
it's a riser sword. It's literally a riser sword.
Oh my god, yes.
But that's sorcery based. I normally wouldn't be able to do that. Another example is you can get the basic. It's called Glintstone Pebble. It's your basic just sorcery shot, right? Okay. You can get that as an Ash of War. So I didn't have the lightning bolt for the first 20 hours I was playing this game. So I really desperately needed some kind of projectile. I don't like crossbows and bows in the Dark Souls games. I do want to make an archery build now that they've made it better, but it's that kind of versatility where you can genuinely make whatever character you want, and it's so cool. So cool.
That's why I'm so anxious to play, because I legitimately want to make sure that the experience I had with Dark Souls 3 was nice to teach me how to play, but I wanted to have more fun with it. So that's really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and like to give you an idea to where the insanity of this goes, I told you about the Blood Flame. There's all kinds of spells that go with the Blood Flame, but right now my incantations, because I don't have a lot of those, I'm using this crazy double katana blood twin blade that has this ridiculous flippy spinny weapon art thing and just pops blood like crazy. For my spells, I literally, like I said, I have a regen, procs over time. Pop it in there. I'm ready to go. Don't even bother with the blood. And then, on top of that, I throw lightning bolts. I have an ice lightning, which is a lightning bolt into the ground that shoots out in a cone where more lightning bolts come down and also causes frost. And then, if someone gets a little sassy, I have what's called Beast Shard, which is a shotgun of rocks that I can throw to interrupt things.
More than that.
On top of that, I have a shoulder charge that has full invincibility once it's charged and goes about 30 feet and knocks them into the air.
It's a juggernaut tackle. That's awesome.
It's a juggernaut tackle. And that is not all. On top of that, I have a dragon tail whip that summons and can just swing twice in a row. And if I charge it all the way, it goes well over any distance you're going to be able to run away from me.
Nice.
Because why the fuck not?
And you're telling me that this is just like, what, the first 60 hours of your game?
I've put 50 hours exactly into the game as of this morning.
Jesus.
And these aren't even the broken... It's not even dragon magic. You just like create this light version of a dragon tail. It's not even a dragon spell. Same with the shoulder charge. They're from what they call the Crucible Knights, which are essentially these like almost like Dragon Rider kind of dragon inspired knights as opposed to the actual dragons themselves.
Whoa.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You had me at Blood Flame at the beginning, and now I'm just like, fucking
incantations are wild. Like Faith normally would have been like, you get some heals, you can throw some lightning, but that's pretty much it. They added some cool stuff in Dark Souls 3, but this time they were like, fuck that, let's go nuts.
I mean, is it the same? Excuse me, I don't know for sure, so correct me. Do you know if this is the same break-off team that made that little mini in-betweener? What was it called? Mortal Shell?
Mortal Shell had nothing to do with the Dark Souls team. That was a completely different company.
It was a completely different company?
Completely different company. They were just a bunch of dudes who really liked Dark Souls, so they wanted to make their own Dark Souls game. That's all it was.
So what I mean is, like, the kind of fun that I had with that is going to be caliber to what I'm expecting in Elden Ring plus an infinite amount more.
Yeah, this might possibly be the greatest game ever made. So,
whoa.
Yeah, it's definitely by far, it's easily the best of the series. Hands down.
That's tough, because how are you going to defeat Miss Pac-Man?
Fuck Miss Pac-Man. I can summon her as a spell. I don't give a shit.
You know, I used to, when we were playing games when we were younger, my father used to, he was never a gamer. So he always wondered, why we were took an affinity to it, and later on we came to find out that my mom was actually a G at Miss Pac-Man, and we didn't know until one time we were like we were at some laundromat, the machine was there, and she was like, oh my god, and she went into this whole backstory into it, and we're like, okay, well, show us what you got, lady. And she was terrible, but I mean, we saw that the glimpses of brilliance were there. Yeah. So I get what's happening to me probably happened to her. Nice. But it's where that shit started. I can't, because of playing Fallen Order, and now I'm doing like sick combos where I'm like, I'll grab a droid, beat it up, reprogram it. As I'm fighting another guy, once I'm like taking a couple more hits than I want to, I'll take that droid that I programmed, throw it into him, push like just all kinds of nonsense that I can just play around. And it's basic stuff. It's like, it's not as crazy as I think they could have made it. Yeah. But I think they put more focus on the exploration and like the Tomb Raider aspect of it, it's a great game. It's not amazing, but it's good, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it has some rough edges, but it's fun. I like it.
The roll is trash, man. I cannot do this.
It's
roll.
So bad.
I can't. Even the blocking differentiation between the single and the light is so vast. Like to incorporate it in the middle of a battle, to want to switch between the blades, it's like you have to like re-gear your whole fighting. Yeah. Too much.
Well, I will tell you, as soon as I got the Darth Maul lightsaber, I never switched off it, so I don't care what abilities I did. I was like, why? I have two. Why would I ever turn this off? Come on now.
Because it combos into, and I was like, oh, I could combo. It's just too much. But
I was like, honestly, with the Darth Maul lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting Elden Ring, and then maybe we can do a little bit of a co-bumping. Yeah. See how that goes.
You'll be happy to know that with these Ashes of War, you have no less than 4 different roles, depending on which one you can swap out. Yeah.
Nice.
So you have your standard role, which is fine. It's probably one of the better ones. Not quite Bloodborne level, but it's better. You have your jump, obviously. But then you have what they call the Bloodhound Dash, which is your quick step. It is literally a flash step. Quite literally.
Simple.
Yeah,
okay.
Quite literally. Okay. And you even do like the anime slide after every one, and you can cancel them into each other as long as you have mana bar. Yeah. And then there's also several, flippy style attacks, including a greatsword berserk flip. Straight up, just the berserk flip that does the big chop. Full invincible when you're in the air.
Of course.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know how this game is balanced in any way, shape, or form.
What enemy is really going to do anything about that? They're just going to watch you flip.
Like, you can literally, there's quite literally, like every Dark Souls game, there's quite literally like the 10-foot greatsword from Berserk. And you just flip with this thing, and you just watch it, and you just, you announce your new god at that point. So, yeah. That's Elden Ring.
Great.
I actually have an article coming up on it soon. It's going to be posted in the next couple days here. I got to put some finishing touches on it, but you'll be able to read my full thoughts in my 50-hour playthrough of what's going on right now and kind of break down, what you need to get started.
I'm excited for that. That's exciting. Man.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I had a lot of fun writing that one. So be sure to keep an eye out on that. That's effncool.com, efncool.com. Let's get into some Toku. You ready for some Toku? What is up, Froggy? How are you doing today? It is the Dawn Brothers debut. And Froggy gave us some channel points for a Toku hot take. Do you have a Toku hot take?
I don't like Don Momotaro.
You don't like Don Momotaro? That's fine. I agree with you. We can share that one today because I was going to think of something Don Brothers. It's fine.
I don't like Don Momotaro.
I think
I'm not excited about. I love his energy. Let me not take anything away from the energy that he brings to the show. I'm just, this aesthetic is not working for me. Like, it's just, it feels literally like they were like, oh, we need an idea for a show. We're going to take this armor and put a peach on his head and a gear on his head and be crazy. Okay, go.
I will say, I am here for the new Sentai revolution of shoulder pads. I am absolutely down for it. If we just keep that rocking, I'm here for it.
But then, isn't that going to take away from the significance of the 6th? Like, that's usually the 6th thing.
I don't give a shit. Give them both. I don't care.
Your Green Ranger isn't going to be that special.
I don't give a shit. Tommy's not special. The Dragon Zord is special. Tommy is not. The Dragon Zord is special.
Fair. Saba's the shit.
Let's correct this fandom right now. Tommy is shit.
If Saba were a little more impactful, like if Comic Saba was in the show.
Listen,
that would have been my jam.
Anything in the comics makes the show not fair, honestly. Let's be honest here, because they have so much good stuff in the comic books.
Just do the Draken. Just do Draken. And you're good. Just do Draken, and all the money will be yours. Yeah. All the money will be yours.
Literally. Just give me the Omega Rangers, Hyper Rangers. I forget which one's which. I always mix up the new aliens, like the Trini, Jason, and Zach, what they become, and then I think it's the Omega Rangers, and then the Hyper. Freaking gracious. Okay, there we go. What were we talking about again? Oh, Don Momotaro's.
Without technical difficulties.
Right? I don't even know what's happening anymore. This thing's losing its goddamn mind. Go XLR, your app sucks. God damn it. Go XLR.
At least give us the next hour and a half without any issues. Thanks.
Yeah, like your app sucks ass, dudes. You gotta figure that shit out. Anyway,
dude,
we were talking about Don Momotaros. Peacemaker, what is up? Big green clown shoes are stupid on his mech. They're dumb. I don't like his mech. I don't like any of these mechs so far.
I didn't even see the mech. I haven't even bothered. Okay, all right. I'm gonna see it. I gotta see it. All right.
But my thing is shoulder pads. Let me tell you about some shoulder pads and the Dragon Zord. We were talking about the comic books and
I think if they do the Draken, my question to you, legitimately, and I don't want to be facetious, because how closely Lord Draken has been modeled after Jason, do you cast him?
No.
No?
No.
Who could, I don't even say like you could even copy his acting. I just mean I can't really put anybody else in that shoe.
I mean, if they're gonna do straight up just like it, you know what I mean? I feel like you would have to, but he's also like he's much more tailored to Draken now because he's a little bit older. I think it's easier for him to do Draken now.
That's what I mean. Like, do you cast him?
I would rather they do something like 2017 does their like what is it, Power Rangers Unworthy. They do something like that with the multiverse and cast Jason as Draken, but also have like a Tommy as a completely different actor.
I see what you mean.
You know,
like
just because
like female Loki. Gotcha.
Yeah, like because that way you would still have, you know, the nostalgia and the like, oh my god factor when he reveals himself.
It would be one hell of a way for him to retire too. Like that would be the role to retire.
He's got to make his other weird ass movie that everybody's making now. Legend of the White Dragon. There you go. He's got to finish that movie.
He's gonna be an 84-year-old just chilling in the Dragon Zord when they meet him again. Like, Tommy, where have you been? What?
Yep, just like drooling in the Dragon Zord.
Who?
I think is the Dragon Zord gone? Like he lost the shield after the
oh god.
Is it? I don't know. I know he lost the shield when the power when the candle went out, and that's why they had to do the White Ranger nonsense. But like, is the Dragon Zord gone too? Did it disappear with the candle?
I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe, but Peacemaker just put up the Momotaros. Oh my god, the shoes, bro.
Is it good? Oh god, yep, there they are, the big old clown shoes.
Why?
Dang.
It doesn't even. It doesn't
even. Oh my goodness.
The design team were like cobbling things together. Like, all we have are these Mr. Potato Head feet. Just put them on.
Just put them on. Oh yes, the train. We looked at the train, I think, when we were covering the news. The clamp train. See, I love the clamps.
He's got butt on his feet, man.
Ooh, I didn't see the bird. Oh, the Juoja bird. Oh no.
No. What?
They're actually shoes. Like you can see the shoes behind the train.
Yeah, they're not trying. They're not
trying at all. Oh my goodness. It's fine.
The Mr. Potato Head feet are here to stay, homie.
I guess they were like, oh, we should give the seasons that like no one really talked about in Zenkaiger.
He's got the clamps. I like the clamps.
The clamps. He's got the clamps. This reminds me of the Gokaiger Lion thing, because I always hated that one too, because it was just like the Gokai King or whatever it's called on top of the Wild Force or not Wild Force, Jesus, Gal Ranger Lion.
Yeah. Oh man, no, I can't.
Yeah, this mech is not great, and it's all going to be CG. That's going to be the best part. He took Mugen's horn for a sword. Yeah.
What the hell?
so excited for everyone that's excited for this season. I really am. I could honestly care less.
I want it to be as fun as Den-O was because people enjoyed it, and I really want this to be enjoyable. It's just not my bag.
Speaking of Den-O, Revice started to get a little Den-O. Dang. Transitions. Listen, boom!
Nailed that. Just like, bro, I mean, this is how we do on Tokudon. All right. So let me express to you how my renewed faith in Revice came about.
Okay.
Because for a while it lost us both, I think. I think after all these quick forms, all these power-ups and these meaningless one-episode offers, we're like, we see the shines of brilliance in there because they did give us lots of hints. I think we're up to the first. I think we covered really successfully up to the first 14 episodes, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It was like 13, 14. It was right before Barrett.
He was about to get spicy fajita. Yeah, he was about to get spicy fajita, from what I remember. Anyway, everything up to Barrett has been just kind of, okay, it's good because it's good, but we were so oversaturated by the reuse of the palettes and the quick forms and the one-offs that it just kind of stopped for me.
Like I said, my favorite point, and even till now, has been Hiromi and Kamen Rider Demons. More so demons, like the suit demons and things that happen in the suit of demons.
Kamen Rider Supaidaman, yes.
Supaidaman, yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, so let's kind of start with, because I know you have a whole spiel about a certain episode in particular.
Oh my god.
So let's kind of recap what happened up to that point, from like where he gets buried until then.
So Barrett, I mean, we get the episode where he gets the form with Barrett. I think it was just like, God, that must have been what, episode 17, 13?
13, something like that. It had to be like 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like George is making this thing for him, and they needed 10 Vice stamps to create this new Vice stamp, which is his upgrade form sort of thing. And they needed the power of the other 10, and this is supposed to kind of combine all 10 of those first ones that he gets.
Yeah, and Barrett is like an ice form.
Yeah.
He gets this nice. I mean, it's still the same palette, but it's more blue focused. And the only thing that Vice got was like the shield, and it's just a portion. Why did I say it like that? A portion of the egg that Barrett Rex hatched from. So that's basically that form. It was, again, the whole point was that was just another form for them to then introduce Volcano Rex, 3 episodes later?
Something like that, yeah.
And you're getting a lot of the in-between where Revice is doing more legwork with the villains than Saber did, even though it's going slowly. It's going pretty slow because you're seeing that these villains really don't know what to do to get what they want. They know what they want, but their plans take time, and it's like the trudge that they have to go through, we're going through with them.
Yeah.
So we're seeing their frustration, we're seeing their setbacks really affect them more than just like a Rita curses. You know what I mean? Like the detriments that, especially
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Yeah, and it's legitimate, those meddling kids. Like the Igarashi family is gonna go down in fucking Toku legend. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Once this show is over, they're gonna be a caliber or in a tier that. Or okay, let me not dig that grave too soon because we're only halfway there. Unless they fuck this up, the Igarashi family will be legendary. So we'll say it like that.
Okay. Well, let's put a pin in that because I would we'll save that for the end and kind of our thoughts where it's going to go.
Exactly.
Because I want to think I want you to think about how they could mess that up royally for you.
Well, I could tell you easily, but okay.
I know, but we'll get there. So yeah, he gets Barrett Rex. It's this new super powerful form. It's ice-based because they seem to be doing this kind of elemental extinction event sort of thing going on. And
dinosaurs.
The whole idea is, did they get the new levels at this point? I guess not technically, but then eventually they steal back the Gifu stamp. You know, the stamp that is
the evil big one.
The big evil horn of the devil that is supposed to revive the coffin and vulva thing. And that's what they're supposed to. I'm just gonna say it. I don't even care. I said it. Yeah, the demon vagina.
The gifu hui. The gifu hoo-ha.
The demon vagina. It's supposedly a coffin, and this thing is supposed to help do that. And they finally gather the 6. What are they? They're not Giftarians because that's the newer one, but they the 6 contracts that they needed to try and awaken. And when they do, their hideout is crashed by Iki and the gang.
All of them. All of them just come and put boots to asses. It was literally a finale.
Giftex, like, thank you.
Giftex, yes. They literally had like a mini finale where you felt like, okay, now what? Which is why I think that this show is stronger, because it's like you had that would have been like the ending of the show. Yeah. But the problem isn't over. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah, they won, but now let's figure out what the next step is, because these bad guys aren't quitting. They're just going to revise their plan.
Yeah.
So
and like
nice. And anyway,
they have. I don't know if they're starting a trend with these like hard arc ends, but like this was to a level where they like beat Juo Dragon and like went into the book and were like, wow, that is absolutely could be like its own ending by itself. That's like clearly the end of this arc.
And then this is where the gear change came in that won me from the show, because of that finality of that slow crawl. Yeah, they really went hard on the character development of every character.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting,
introducing new characters. And I think I wanted it. I think it has the potential to be more, and we'll get there in my speculation. But one of the new characters and groups that they introduce is where Sakura got her driver from. Yeah, they're called the Weekend. Yeah, and I was expecting the Weekend anyway, but they're called the Weekend. It's really not clear why, but yeah, they're called the Weekend, and they designed the driver for Sakura, and we come to find out that they also did something that Iki uses, and when we get to that, we'll get there.
Which was interesting, because I always thought it was Aguilera, and she was the one who gave it to her, but there's clearly some things behind the scenes going on.
Which is why I think this show has been the most clever, because as much as there's like 5 different plot lines going on at the same time, but they're all connected, and they're all dependent on each scenario that plays out. Like, it's not like it doesn't matter. Like, if this plot line plays out, it's not going to affect anything. No, each is going to affect one or the other. Yeah. And the Weekend plot line is there's the new group, and they're supplying Sakura with the power-ups that she's using, but they have this mysterious leader who I was convinced sounded like Aizen for a good minute, but I'm always listening for him, so that's just a me problem. Yeah.
Which I have that kind of thing with something else. We'll get to it in a minute. Yeah. I heard a voice and I was like, is that the voice?
I think it was Aizen, but I didn't look it up. But anyway, so the leader calls himself Karizaki, but he's like this masked, always in like a suit. You can't see his face, and
which,
he has this.
If you are unfamiliar, is the last name of one of our other main characters that we've had since day one, which is George, the one who's making the Revice belt and all the Vice stamps for Iki, which is why it kind of comes in, and I'm assuming it's his father. I don't know if that's been confirmed in this week's episode, but I'm assuming it's his father.
Basically, yeah. George is the first one to be like, hey, my dad's back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so it's kind of not said outright, but it's alluded to, and it's kind of like understood that it's more than likely not him, but they're going to go with that it's implying that it's him.
It is his dad.
Because, it is, but I'm still going to give him that. They still have the out because of the mask. So 98% sure it's him.
I think they just haven't casted him yet. But before they introduce even the Weekend, they introduce a new level of enemy, the Giftarians, and they add this whole other layer to what's happening. And also, I'm not a huge fan. We talked about Fajita Rex a little bit last time we checked in with Revice. But the speed in which he got this upgrade right after Barrett, I am not a huge fan of. It was like not even 2 episodes that he got this thing.
The idea of the episode was good, though. The virtual training that they had to do, fighting.
It was interesting. It would have been better if like Hiden Technologies logo popped up across it as they booted in.
That would have been dope.
That would have been sick.
They really focused on the bond on these episodes between Iki and
Everyone.
Vice. Like, well, I mean the training. I meant the virtual training. That was to unlock Volcano Rex.
Yeah.
They had to achieve another level of shonen friendship.
Yeah, they needed to be in perfect sync, or there would be feedback that would hurt them both. Like, for instance, Vice becomes frozen because he gets the ice. He essentially becomes buried while Iki becomes the volcano. And Iki gets lit on fire in this training. And then at the end of the episode, he, Olteka, kind of...
No had Julio
does a big dick move, as we would say, and just kind of messes everything up to the point where he trumps. Was this the thing with Julio's friend? This wasn't the one with Julio's friend. That was later. When he loses his mind, and then Iki attacks him with Volcano Rex, and they come out of sync, and then Iki is like roasted. So he goes
literally roasted. That was dope. That was kind of cool because I didn't expect them to do that. I thought it was just gonna be like his belt would blow off. Yeah, but no, he literally cooked inside of the suit. He literally
cooked. Yeah. And the big thing about this thing, whether it's again, I don't remember. I don't think it's the friend. But either way, the thing is using this Gifu stamp. It kills the person instead of just making a contract. So
making a Giftarian, and this comes into play with your Hiromi's arc in this too, because the whole thing with him is he's the demon's driver. We come to find out is a big deal. But what we understand at first is he's killing himself to use it every time he uses it, because whatever's inside the driver is draining his life force in order to give him the ability to do anything. So Hiromi is part of what's left of Phoenix after the whole.
He becomes commander. He replaces Wakabayashi.
So they're still trying to like restructure shit, and there's like this power vacuum where you can tell Hiromi's like supposed to be the heir apparent, but there's like this applied contention between him and a friend and a third.
Chigusa,
and this third friend, Chigusa comes out to end up betraying the both of them when it's implied that it's the other friend. But she's actually the whole Giftarian thing is when she's used when Olteka uses the stamp on her. It's kind of like out of nowhere. You see it coming, but
the fact that I assumed it was going to happen because it's Olteka. It's No Hat Julio being No Hat Julio essentially.
Right. The dick move that his dick moves, his evilness comes through when it really matters the most, because he's not like this ultimate threat. He is just as strong as any of the other gift techs are. It's just he's so a step ahead of everybody that it's hard to figure him out. But yeah, so he goes and he uses it on her, and she didn't expect it. Hiromi didn't, obviously want that to happen. But the whole thing about this Giftarian thing, I don't know if we said it before, is rather than being able to separate the two, it's you're totally sacrificed in order to summon this evil monster.
Yep, it kills them.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the whole level to it. And the reason Volcano Rex is a thing, and kind of, again, I wish they built it up a little bit more because it was very quick, but Volcano Rex is able to separate them even if they're a Giftarian.
Right.
He's able to separate them anyway.
Is he?
No. Is he?
No.
I don't know about
I think
Giftarians.
they're dead. No, I think Giftarians are dead.
Okay. Either way, Giftarians you can definitely separate, or Gift Techs,
right?
You can definitely separate, and that was the whole point of Volcano Rex. It can separate them even if they've become, whatever versions. Because he did that to one of the peoples. I forget. Yeah. He did it on there, and that was the whole point. But anyway, the point is,
I do like that the Giftarians are the same designs. Like they're dialing it back and being like, okay, this is what happens when you're totally fucked.
Yeah, it saves. Peacemaker clarified for us. It can't save Giftarians. It's the Gift Techs. It can destroy the demon and separate the contract.
Got it. So
Giftarians are still dead.
Right. Yeah.
You boned if you're a Giftarian.
Yeah. If Giftarian, you're donezo.
Yeah.
But so okay, so you get that. Oh my god.
So the way they put this, what's that?
Go ahead. Hiromi is he takes her out. It's like this whole thing where he knows that if he uses the driver one more time, he's gonna die. Die. And it's because of like he really embodies the the hero
Yeah.
in those episodes. Like, he really does give the sacrifice. He really does step up. But it really did seem like it is to just write him off. Like, because legitimately he does that. He's literally powerless. And then I think the next episode he gets blown off a roof.
Yeah.
Or a cliff.
So I love when there's consequences to a driver. I think that is one of the coolest things ever. I love the idea that this demon's driver is killing him. I like that idea. This is probably why I like bleed build so much in Elden Ring, speaking of which. I like the idea of like the sacrifice part for power. I think that is so cool. I think it's a cool trope and just storyline usually. So I am all for it. I am down to clown with that. The only thing is, this particular way it unfolded felt very like, kind of like you were saying, like, we need to wrap this part of the plot up.
They rushed it, yeah.
A little bit.
This could have been a 3-4 episode arc, but it really was,
it was like 2.
Because they wanted to get it to No Hat Julio having the demon's driver.
Yeah, and we should preface as well, Wakabayashi is killed in the midst of all this, and that's also how they realized that.
To clarify, Wakabayashi was killed before all this shit started.
The chameleon Giftex is killed, and they realize that Barrett Rex still can't separate Giftex, and that's the whole point of Volcano Rex.
Which led to a cool plot idea where Iki was the one willing to take on the burden of having to dispatch all the Giftarians so that his brother and sister wouldn't have to deal with that guilt.
Yeah, because they didn't want to actually kill the human side of them,
right.
Which is cool. It's a cool little thing, and it's his. But Hiromi being this sacrificial lamb, essentially, for this power, I thought was a cool thing, on top of just the demon suit and fights being awesome. I mean, we'll just pull the Band-Aid off. There's a demon inside of the demon's driver. That's what makes it unique. There is literally a demon inside of it, and I thought it was Dio's voice actor, aka Seto Kaiba. You may know as well. I thought that was him. I could be wrong, but it had that same kind of deep, like,
gravelous.
Dio.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do it because that voice is iconic. But you know what I mean. It has that particular twang to it that is to that voice actor.
I think I hear that too.
I thought it was him. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. But yes, there is a demon inside, literally feeding off of Hiromi every time he uses the belt, and it gets to the point where you hear the belt literally say, "Do it, Hiromi. I want to consume your life." And I thought that was the hardest shit in the entire season.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like it's. And he does it, and you get the whole resolution. He loses the powers, dies, so to speak. No Hat Julio takes the demon's driver himself and tries to use it, and he uses it like a boss. It really has like the vibes where it should have been him from the jump. Like, I get it, but damn, the fact that Hiromi was able to come back from that, I still have this idea that because of how they wrote him off, he is not dead. It is?
Yes, Peacemaker just confirmed. Kenjiro Tsuda. It is Seto Kaiba, a.k.a. Dio.
Izo Hiromi.
I was like, oh, I love that dude's voice.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so
iconic. But that's why, because I'm always fascinated by listening out for fucking Eisen. I'm like, Eisen.
But so apparently also Hiromi's actor had to go off and do some stage play stuff. But in the Blu-ray specials, I don't know if it's in the mystery thing or if it's a separate special, Hiromi does do his thing and start to come back. So he's not dead until I see him. So. Yeah, I assumed he wasn't.
I don't think so.
But yeah, no, this whole aspect of the demon's driver having a literal demon in it, as opposed to, the other ones. We talked about one of the other. It's a separate special. Okay. We talked about before, each driver kind of has its own shtick, right? And the demon, we weren't sure what the demon's one was, even though it uses the parts to morph the body. But its thing is the demon is inside the belt. And in last week's episode, not the newest one, we have not watched 25, just so you know.
I saw the Raw.
Yeah, we haven't watched 25, but at the end of episode 24, the demon goes, "I must return to my people," and out of the driver.
It's just like, all right, that's enough. I'm ready. Oh, shit.
And funny enough, actually, the demon itself inside of the driver has big Belial energy, now that I've watched Ultraman Z. Belial, so when he gets the Belial blade, 90% of the things that happen with it are because the blade goes, I cut what I want when I want, and I do what I want when I want. So I let whoever I want wield me. And that, it had the same kind of energy. It literally said like, oh, I'll fight when I want to fight, that kind of thing. Because Olteka eventually tries to do like 3 stamps at once. And then the Demon's Driver's like, nah, bro, you're getting a little too uppity around here. So very cool little thing. Demons continues to be the Demon's Driver. Again, the Demon's Driver and the Demon's suit and everything inside of the suit continues to be my favorite thing about Revice. But this chunk of episodes definitely did have some other stuff.
Yes.
So yeah,
it's loaded. That's the whole thing. It's like there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's so hard to break it down because in every episode you're getting 5 different plots that are proceeding at the same time. So I mean, with Daiji they kind of dialed it down between the Kagero. Kagero came back for an episode to save Aguilera, I think, or Sakura, whoever.
Yeah.
We're getting this hint that Kagero is starting to care about Sakura, and he's
because of Curry. Curry is the reason.
Oh yeah, mind you, Spicy Curry is his whole motivation. He's not an ambivalent character. But he's the whole thing with him is I think they're gonna, pacify him. They're gonna turn him into like a mini Vice, and that's what I'm worried about. But we'll get there.
Well, we saw.
We're just seeing hints. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we're just seeing hints that Kagero's changing.
Yeah.
We get a lot of. In the episodes leading up to where we're at, we're getting a lot of George's influence in the show. And I think it was this last episode leading into the next one where I think the next half of the series is going to take us. And God, George is like my favorite character. George is my favorite character in Revice, dude.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, Demons is my favorite character. Not even Hiromi, just Demons.
Just the suit. Just put the suit on the stand.
The belt and the suit and everything, that's my favorite character.
Let the driver do its thing.
Yeah,
I will just
you could
listen.
literally just have like the bat lineup, a suit thing, and then the Demon's Driver just talking, and I'd be like, that's my favorite character. There we go. We did it.
All right. Enough said.
Yeah, so my only concern with this group of episodes, and in general, I felt myself... This is kind of... Never mind. You know what? I'm going to hold off. We'll save that till the end. I was going to do a big, like, overarching opinion. Okay. But I'll save that till the end. So
we get... What do you... Other than the volcano, the fire and ice, the scorpion Sub-Zero kind of vibe we get with Bison thing, it's dope. Yeah. But then we get yet another power-up for Iki. Yeah. Which takes the story into another direction for a few episodes. And I think... This started like the 2-parter-ish episodes where each episode is definitely leading into the next. You get a resolution for some mini plot, but anyway, point is like all these next episodes are definitely part of this arc where I mentioned the Weekend delivered an item to Iki was the rolling Vice stamp. Yeah, and that's this next power up and. I think it's dope. I don't like the color. I think it's Nickelodeon. But I thought the same thing of Daiji's driver or Daiji's the whole palette for Evil. Sorry, Evil's look. So anyway, the Weekend designed that, and the trade-off is he's able to use this new form, which is called Jack Revice. It's your black form, bro. It's your berserker power form. Just without the berserkerness to say, because you get Vice, and I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, yeah, I love the design. I am actually a huge fan of the design. The colors, everything about it. I think this is his best looking form so far. I thought that was Barry Rex before this. I think this is his best looking one. I did not care for the episodes that led to it. I thought it was interesting that they switched places, but other than that, I genuinely was like, I just don't care.
So it's because of this though that you get that push for the Vice character change, and the fact that George becomes so dynamic.
Yeah, and I was about to say George was really the only like shining part of those couple episodes because it was in the midst of this we're learning that the the administrator, I guess he is, of Phoenix is actively trying to revive Gifu.
Yes.
They have taken the demon vagina coffin back to the airship, and they're researching it. And every time a Giftarian is defeated, it fuels Gifu more. Like, its energy goes into the Gifu coffin.
Yeah.
And every time this happens as well, it swells and gives off vibrations. I'm not making this up. I swear to God.
It's giving a throbbing noise.
It's giving a throbbing vibration noise every time some energy goes into it. Oh my God, I'm going to stop there.
We're just saying.
Lord.
We're just saying this is happening in the show, guys. So.
This is a children's show.
This is not us coming up with this. We're just reporting it.
It cannot.
Anyway, yeah.
So he's trying to revive this thing and trembling a little bit himself every time it happens. It's very strange. And
yeah, I mean, he's so obviously casted villain. Like, they didn't even try. They're just
hated his introduction so much.
He's like, here's obvious bad guy number 3.
Yeah, like he literally, it was essentially like,
I should have said, excuse me.
They brought down the Giftex, right? And they crashed their little hideout. And then this dude walks in and essentially goes
what's going on?
Dead-eyed into the camera and goes, "Hello, I am the new leader of I am the old leader of Phoenix. I've been here the whole time. I'm totally not evil.
I have been here the whole time waiting for Wakabayashi to die again." Like,
I audibly was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. and then they managed to capture No-Hat Julio.
Yeah.
And immediately as they capture him, in that episode, you could tell like it was too easy, and they give each other this knowing look, and from then on, you're just like, "Come the fuck on!" Like, they're not even trying.
No.
So,
I think that kind of aspect, like that, put a sour taste in my mouth for the next like 3 or 4 episodes, where I was like, "Oh my God, okay."
where you have weaknesses in one plot line, you have the strengths in the others, and that's kind of what's getting me through the episodes, is because there's so much going on that okay, that kind of sucked, but like the Sakura thing, it's very weak because they're obviously just in there to give toys and to give like plot things, but I'm hoping it's gonna go somewhere.
Peacemaker is calling him Apollo Geist Man because he does have big Apollo Geist energy.
Holy shit, yeah.
And he apparently also is something to do with the foundation of Dead Man's, so that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
It's all conspiracy bullshit.
Yeah, I think he was the first guy that got Olteka to join them, because
you think he was the guy in the hood or whatever.
Yeah, because we get, like I said, a lot of the strength of the show is that they're giving a lot of the story between the villains, and we learned that the motivation of Julio was because he was betrayed. Yeah, and he and his friend
thought he was betrayed, at least.
Right, and I mean it was so anyway, but
a little cringy.
Yeah, very cringy. But I again, I don't want to speak to that because I never experienced that. So I don't want to say like I don't get it, because
as someone who streams Yu-Gi-Oh fairly regularly, I can tell you, if someone ripped up my Yu-Gi-Oh card, if someone ripped up my Ultimate Tyranno Conductor, like if you did that, this podcast would be dead in the water.
So you're saying Kaiba couldn't just rip up your fucking...
Kaiba can do whatever the hell he wants. I'm talking about you, motherfucker.
Just you.
Particularly you.
No, but I mean, I just, I forget where I was going with that. That fucked me up. That's just the whole thought of Seto Kaiba just ripping up all of your cards.
Seto Kaiba. I mean, he's the demon's driver. Let's just do it. Like, if there is a Blue Eyes insignia that pops on that demon's driver, I am leaving. I am retiring from making this podcast, because I would have everything I would ever want in my life. But speaking of demons, the Peacemaker's mentioning Bale, whatever his new name is, the new one. We'll get to that at the end. We'll save that for the end, but we will get back to that. And then Mark just showed up. What's up, dude? And he says he will lay down his life to catch Tokudon live.
Oh man!
Poor Hiromi. Poor Hiromi.
Thanks, bro.
Anyway, so he's literally evil, laughing, looking into the camera, being like, "Haha, I'm evil. This Foundation man, this administrator." And
I think what we were getting at is Olteka's past took him to meet up with that guy. Yeah. I guess Olteka is implied to be this evil Mandark genius type of character, and because nobody understood how brilliant he was, he felt alone and wanted to kill him. It's all just like your typical Olteka has the weakest motivation, but at least it's a motivation. At least it's not, I just want to rewrite the book of history. You know what
but
I mean?
like it had that same kind of sudden energy. That was kind of my issue with it. So, and I get Olteka, he's supposed to be this like sit back and watch and assess the situation. I understand that. But like it had the same, it's the same issue I had with Storius, where all of a sudden he goes, haha, I'm the big bad. What feels like out of nowhere.
Yeah, a lot stronger in that I want to give Olteka the benefit that he's at least more clever, and he's not like.
I guess they honestly were like they're the same character to me. And like I just wish they sprinkled in a little bit more of like he's doing this and he's doing that. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed. It doesn't have to be like cackling at the demon vagina every time someone walks out of the room. Like it doesn't have to be that hard, but like
so.
Every once in a while, he does his own thing that, like, Aguilera really didn't agree with. Or, like, oh, it's for Gifu. I mean, I'm sure he did something like that before. But, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be like, haha, I am evil, but I'm not telling you. Haha. But give me something.
So the whole point was for him to get the Demon's Driver so that he could use it to unlock the power that's within it. That they just believe that it's going to be some kind of super powerful weapon.
It's just Seto Kaiba in the Shadow Realm. That's all it is.
Yeah. So Olteka is trying to use this, and I mean, in terms of him being able to use it, it's dope. But eventually, the demon is like, "Yep, had enough. Time to go." So the demon inside the Demon's Driver possesses the belt itself, abandons Olteka, and goes to I think he talks shit to Gifu or something like that. He goes to report to Gifu before going off to his true partner. And I saw the Raw of 25, so I saw like how it happened, and it's like, wow, that this introduction of this villain, I mean, they seem to nail it on every villain. Yeah, because with Jiao it was the same. It's like, man, they really know how to make these first impressions. Yeah, even though, I mean, I don't know how you really feel about the design, the asymmetric design of Gale,
whatever. So okay, so yeah, let's
quick wrap. Tamaki, Julio gets his powers taken. He becomes this nerfed character. He goes to the bathhouse to work for them. While he basically barters for the protection of Aguilera. Aguilera abandons him, goes to join with Olteka because he convinces her that they're working towards the same goal, and she still wants to something. I don't really know what she's after now, but she basically wants to protect Tamaki, who's Julio's. Yeah, she needs a hug. She needs a deep hug. But so all this stuff is kind of like just brewing to where Iki has now traded places with Vice and was in the Shadow Realm. Vice took advantage of him being in the physical realm. Then finally they figure out that it was the Weekend that made the rolling Vice, and Vice was suspect of George because he got taken captive by them. He thought they were working against them for a bit, and he thought that George was up to something when he told them, listen, just use it again. Just use it and it'll switch it again.
Also in the midst of all this, their father has some illness. He gets sick at one point, and he goes to the Phoenix Hospital, and they take an x-ray of his chest, and one of the assistants runs in and goes, there's an issue with Papa Igarashi over here, and they show his x-ray, and it's just a black hole, literally. His heart is missing. He does not have a heart. And I don't know if anyone remembers, but a certain someone called that almost immediately.
A heartless nobody with a somebody that has a heartless.
I will say we may have talked about Kingdom Hearts in regards to Revice before. That's all I'm saying. I don't know where the sound alert is, Josh. I got to figure it out. The whole system crashed earlier, so it probably messed up the sound things. So I don't know where it is. I do apologize.
It wouldn't be Tokudon without technical difficulties, guys. You know that.
It's apparently also Peacemaker clarified here as well. The name is romanized as Veil, but it should be Bale. Yeah.
So they're just saying, okay, it's Japanese V. Okay.
Yeah. But it should be Bale, like the actual demon from the roster of demons.
That's what I figured.
Bile, whatever. Same as the Gundam, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. So I figured that it was just me hearing it.
Yeah. Black holes in your chest where your heart should be are not actually fatal, coming from an actual doctor. This guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I was called Nurse Carl the other day at work, so
Nurse Carl.
I know something.
I cannot get the image of you in a nurse's outfit out of my head now, bro.
All I'm saying is just, if you want,
I'm damaged. I'm so sorry, guys.
You know,
guys, do you see it?
The image you should have specifically is like the Silent Hill nurse outfit, like the skimpy, really tight one.
Oh my god, no! I remember. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we were just fucking around one time, and I had these short shorts, and I think we both tried them on.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'll wear them. I don't give a shit.
There's some blackmail pictures, bro.
There's probably some blackmail. I'll embrace it. Post it. I'll share it in a heartbeat.
Okay, I'll find them. That's the next cast, man. I'll find those pictures.
Oh, hell yeah.
Classic.
Hell yeah.
We're just like,
let's go.
Like, fucking, why?
Why not? Let's do it.
Sober. This shit we do sober.
Yeah, this is all sober. Can you guys imagine when we're drunk? It's ridiculous. So Kamen Rider Bale,
yes.
whatever you want to call him. It is Iki's father. And
Kenta.
Yeah, right? I don't know how it happened because I just saw the actual henshin in the fight, and bumped the microphone.
Yeah, so the driver actually like disappears, fucks off. He's like, I'm gonna go find my partner.
So at the end of 24, and I guess this is a spoiler for 25 if you have not seen 25 yet. You know, I'm going to talk about the henshin and everything that we're going to do, yes. And you've seen the episode Raw, so we're going to talk about 25 if you don't want to be spoiled yet. Just be aware.
Yeah.
But at the end of 24, the demon poofs away, runs away, does its thing, and I guess it goes into a new driver, or just took the driver with it.
It's the driver itself. It's like,
okay, so it just brought the driver.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm not designing a Nurse Carl rider, Josh.
Please? Oh my god, please. Yes. Somebody give that.
We'll do that at the end.
Ijo's form change is going to be a Nurse Rider.
It is a new driver. Okay. But the demon either way goes into that one.
Is it new or is it a repaint? Because it looks the same.
I mean, it's the same driver, but it's a repaint. Yeah. Anyway. So he henshins. It's pretty sick henshin. It's what you would think of Big Daddy Badass walking into screen. Henshining, and it had big Yongo vibes to me. This suit,
the pants have that floofy airplane.
Yeah, like the pilot thing where it's like the boots, and then they fluff out a little bit, which may or may not be like a Nazi uniform. We're not going to talk about it.
I'm not going to mention that. Please don't go there. Oh my god.
The weird imagery is permeating Japanese still. Is very strange.
So that's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I mean, it's a very asymmetrical design because you do you have the off right. I think it's the right arm that has this off wing that clamps onto like this mantelpiece, which is always my jam.
Yep. And an actual Ant-Man gas mask thing. Yes,
and it has the nozzle that connects to the one side of the head and then a horn that offshoots from the other side. So this very cool design for me because I when you pull off an asymmetrical design, for me when it's like that versus like what was that guy? Kabuki. Like that's too much.
Oh, I love Kabuki though.
I know, but it's very unique. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. That kind of much wouldn't work for this.
This I feel actually the opposite, honestly.
Really? I know.
I didn't hate it.
Ostentatious.
I didn't hate it. It was. I think a combination of the colors and what it is, this kind of like makeshift piece together thing.
It's like a beetle
combined with the weird kind of silver and like copper car orange it's got going on. It just overall it was kind of meh. It's not that I hate it. I did like it in motion a lot more than the pictures.
Oh god, yeah.
The one thing that I really don't like is that the wing is actually attached to his arm. I didn't like that aspect. I thought it was going to be more of like a mantle. I didn't like that the wing was actually attached. I thought that looked kind of doofy.
Yeah, I thought he was grabbing it for the 1 minute, but I mean, I guess
that's what I thought too. But I think it's actually attached to his forearm. But either way, he does a really cool. Speaking of Ora, he does an Ora for a finisher. So I mean, you knew I was gonna like that.
Oh yeah. I forgot I had even brought it up because I saw it the first time and I was like, oh shit, that's dope. And then I saw it again, I was like, oh shit, that's dope. It was just as dope the second time.
No, he does a straight up like one-handed like,
and then an uppercut, and then it's the whatever kaiju, he's pinning it up against the wall. You see the glass starting to shatter, and then that final punch, the whole fucking thing explodes.
Let's not even forget that before he does that, he smacks it away to pin it into the wall, so it's not going anywhere. This was straight out of like the Broly movie. Like when Broly throws Goku into the wall to hold him there, that's what this moment was.
He does like this. He doesn't even directly connect with him. It's like the aura of badass that hits them, and it sends them flying. Like
it's big dick energy. It's just big dick energy.
So like he shows up, Kenta, and let me tell you this. it struck me just like Bill's villain did. I forget
Evil?
I forget the actor's name. But when he was the human form.
Oh, yeah.
The switch between the lovable guy and the badass Evolt.
Okay.
Like, it is that caliber switch that you see in Kenta that I'm looking forward to. Like, if Bale becomes like the full, because he does possess him, and when he possesses him, you see like the heart come back, and it's like the stone heart.
Interesting.
When he henshins, that henshin is so dope, bro. He does the two pops for the top and the front of the driver, and he pops it in, and he places his hand like this, kind of like Iki, but then he puts his hand over his heart. And then you hear the heart.
And I thought it was very simple, and I kind of dug it.
That, I love it. I love that. I love that touch, because it's like, that's all you need, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then you get that heartbeat, and then he henshins, and I was like, holy crap. And he just demolishes everybody. And where I think they're gonna go the regular route they do with these villains is in his debut too, which is unfortunate. Because he does, and he demolishes everybody, and he's about to actually fucking kill everybody.
Yeah.
But he stops. And it's because Kenta overpowers him, and like goes unconscious because of, plot. But I think that what we're looking at is the potential that if he does go good, I really know that he will die. So
yeah.
Let's just see how this goes.
But I would be curious to see if he does, if Hiromi takes the belt back over with Bale intact. You know what I mean? Like, as a new form.
Yeah, I thought.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's up, Ziegler?
Hiromi wouldn't have a driver anymore. Then he would just be.
He doesn't have a driver anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he might get the one back from Alteka if Alteka's just gonna like ditch it, but. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this evolves into Hiromi getting the Bale suit of some kind, or a different version of it, since it's essentially the same driver.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's his final form, or if Hiromi just doesn't get another form. That'd be cool too. If he gets a whole new belt, that'd be nice. I love the Demon's belt though, so who knows?
So I can't stress how that episode won me back. Like,
yeah.
It was like, to see what they were building up to now that we're at the halfway point of the show officially. It's here on out that will really determine if I'm all for Revice, because man, like, the potential that they have with the Weekend. You have like and we should have said that the Weekend is revealed to be this family that was involved throughout the whole episodes in the background.
Yes, there is a gentleman who hangs out at the spa all the time, and then in the spa episode where they're dealing with Kagero and all that, they are hanging out with them on vacation. He's been there the whole time since the beginning, and he is the like second in command of the Weekend, which was an awesome touch. And it took me a second to realize who he was. I was like, he looks really familiar, so I had to like look him up real quick. Cool little touch. That's the kind of thing I wanted from like Alteka. From where he's been there the whole time, and obviously Altec has been there the whole time, but you know what I mean? Like, when he revealed his hand, you go, oh shit, okay. Not, oh, of course he is.
Yeah. And their whole thing is like, they have this agenda that they're working towards with Karizaki, the masked Karizaki, and you can tell that it's all dependent on Gifu. Everything is just, it's such a slow go, because the only thing that I'm not quite sure on is what Gifu's doing. Like, he's absorbing this power, but what is their goal? What is the idea that they're hoping to get from it, other than awakening it?
I think that's it. I would assume it's awaken this thing for world domination kind of thing. Yeah, that's exactly what we kept thinking, Josh. He's saying the Weekend, like the singer joining Kamen Rider.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's what we were thinking. But yeah, I just would assume it's like demons taking over sort of thing. Open the gates of hell, because apparently this is a thing. And one of the, they make it a point when Iki is trapped in the demon form, the ghosty kind of form, that humans are not immune to their natural stuff. Like, he still gets hungry, and that was what they were worried about.
Yeah, it was a crucial point because they had to hurry up and revert them, because if Iki dies, then Vice dies.
Yes.
And just because Vice is in the physical form doesn't change Iki's situation.
And that also led to one of the very coolest moments in this group of episodes when they switch back. So I didn't understand it, honestly, other than he scanned Rex into this thing and somehow switched them back. It's fine. Whatever. Going with it.
It was very, plot.
I understand the whole point. Like, Rex is Iki's energy, whatever. It's attuned to him, yada, yada, whatever, MacGuffin. But when they switch back, you literally see them, like in the intro, you see them reversed, and then they do the full, like, clock spin kind of thing. And I thought that was a really cool effect. And then I was confused and disappointed at the same time when he henshins.
Me too.
And then Vice is not taken over. Like, as I thought this was going to be like Vice's form, you know what I mean? Like, they'll figure out a way where Iki stays normal, but Vice takes over in this form, kind of like a Fang Joker kind of thing.
But I think that's what they're doing with his human form.
Yes,
because that's bad. I don't like that at all.
No, so I'll get to that in a second. But when he does that, so Iki starts fighting with this Jack Vice, whatever, paint roller form. And they start to play into this elements thing more, because he starts painting elements, and then he straight up, like,
God, that's so cool.
Okami's it, and then throws them. Bro. It was a cool effect, but I was also like, this literally makes zero sense. And I understand, not a lot of things in Kamen Rider make sense, but, like, my thing is, other than is elements the theme? I need to know the theme here. Like, what is it? Is it just elements?
I'm going with that because it seems to be the only thing that he doesn't do is what?
Earth,
water. He doesn't have any water. But I mean, other than that element, bro. I mean,
it's ice. Dude, that's basically the same. It's all three states of matter. It's fine.
Damn cool, but you cannot deny how cool that was. That was like
what was cool? I didn't like the painting thing as much, honestly. But what was cool was the slide to rick the thing across the ground and charge up his punch. That was sick. So Iki does this slide towards him and is dragging the Vice stamp across the ground to do his finisher punch. And it's literally a rider punch.
And it's a rider punch finish.
He literally says rider punch.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It was sick.
So good.
That part I loved.
So good. I like this form. And you get your power bomb, bro. He gave somebody a muscle buster.
He did give someone a muscle buster.
He gave someone a power bomb. Like, you got everything you wanted out of the Jack.
I know, and I just hate it because my brain cannot get past the fact that the voice actor is a huge racist asshole.
You gotta work with it.
I can't. Every time I see something cool from Vice, I'm like, God damn it, why are you awful?
I still listen to Beat It, man. I still like my.
I know, and I'm watching the show. Everything is prefaced with like, "Wow, he fucking sucks." Oh man.
Even still, Jack Revice is probably something we're going to be stuck with for like another week or two until we get the next power up.
Yeah, until we get this weird electric crazy form that we see going on.
But from what I saw from the spoilers for 26 is. What we're gonna get is a resolution, I believe, between the Kagero and Daiji's issue, because we've already seen the spoilers of
Holy Life.
Hyojin evil form.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, it looks like once that's done, they're either gonna do this fusion thing where Daiji's gonna become some kind of Super Saiyan, or this again, where they're going with Iki now. Mm-hmm. Kagero was implied to switch bodies with Daiji, and we never really saw it happen. But somehow he changed clothes and he had like his superhero suit underneath, his super suit. But with Iki, they seem to do this transition where after they rehenshin and they fix the problem, so to speak, Vice manifests physically from Iki. Iki gets blue eyes, horns, I think, and a freaking tail.
And they seem to be switching back and forth. Because Iki's still there, and then they kind of have like a conversation, but they're switching back and forth.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised if, I think what you're alluding to is here, if that's kind of Kagero and Daiji's thing.
That's what I think they're going to do. Yeah. Like now it's going to become where they're going to coexist with their demons.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
So. I want to see the switch that Sakura does with Love Cove. That's what I want to see. I want to see her get like a big dumb head.
Can you imagine like if Sakura just becomes Love Cove, and she just becomes like this Russian doll. Like,
oh my god, it'd be ridiculous. I don't like this. First off, I'm gonna say that I don't like this whole switching thing. This, when I said Deno earlier, this is what I meant by it. I don't like this weird like possession getting the traits thing. I'm sure it'll be funny for a shtick for an episode. What do you think of if Holy Live is purifying Kagero to make him more of an angel or whatever?
That's why I'm convinced that they're gonna do like this whole fusion aspect or this multiple personality thing even more. Like I just don't see how they're gonna have a resolution without separating the two. You know, like
I don't think they're going to.
They can't.
I very highly doubt any of our family members are gonna lose their demon. I find it very hard to believe at this point.
Something tells me that there's more to. I mean, there's obviously still more to come from Vice and Iki because I only saw the Raw.
Yeah.
But from the Raw of 25, we see the genesis of Vice. We saw Vice birth, I think, from context. If anybody else has seen it, please let me know if I'm right or wrong. But the moment that Vice comes into existence, Iki's a little kid.
Yeah. And
given the situation, there's like there's fire, and his dad is there, and Bale possesses him. It's confusing because you're not sure what happened because they're already in the middle of the chaos. But what's implied is that Iki either bore witness to it or survived it. And when Bale is about to kill Iki, Vice comes into existence. And then Kenta is able to hold Bale back again. But
interesting.
I don't know how Iki forgets that kind of thing. So it's obviously something that they're just not. Well,
I would assume
Iki's telling the story, but I don't know why it hasn't been mentioned yet. So it was all context. So again, I didn't see any subtitles, so I don't understand really what he was saying.
I'd be curious if Kenta's memory loss had something to do with it too. Maybe he promised Kenta he wouldn't talk about it, whatever. So Peacemaker says essentially the dad got infused with Gifu DNA and partnered with Bale way back in the day to hunt demons. That DNA got passed down to his kids.
Right, that's where I was going with it, is that because of Kenta's situation, they're part Gifu. So that's why they're so special.
They're part demon, essentially.
So that's dope. That's why I think they were all born with these demons inside of them, because if everybody has them...
Because, I mean, if you just get a piece of the demon vagina, that's all it is.
Haven't we all at some point?
Oh my god, this show is absurd. I love it. I think I love it. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I still don't know if I like Revice, honestly.
It won me back because I want the potential for the Igarashi family to become legendary. I really want them to focus on the fact that we have so much emphasis on the villains, how their stakes have been raised, because not that you want them to win, but you understand why they want to. Better than you ever did with the other guys. But how the consequences that are going to come from because they have more flesh in the game now than ever before, because now they realize whatever they thought that they were just defending their family or the people has now become, they are a piece of this whole thing, and a crucial one, and it's becoming more apparent to them. And now with the revelation that their dad is this Bale guy, and now because of him they're even more involved. So one of the things is, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but oh no, because this was the Raw, excuse me, Boo I think knew about Kenta. Peacemaker, help me, because I saw him,
the other guy that's hanging out there all the time.
Yeah, the big Boo guy who's always there. He showed up to help bring Kenta back to the bathhouse after he passed out from fighting back Bale.
Interesting. So you think maybe he was his George or his friend or his partner in crime?
His Wong. Maybe he was his Wong or something. I don't know, but he definitely is like
integral to the story somehow.
He wasn't. Yeah, he didn't show like he was like, oh my god, a demon. He was like, okay, Now it's all out in the open.
They're not just two random dudes hanging out in the bathhouse, is what you're saying.
Yeah, everything is connected in this story, and I'm really hoping that once we get all the payoffs, these characters who we didn't assume anything, like the Ushijima family, the guys who were in the background, all 20 episodes were revealed to be the Weekend, and this Boo guy, who was just like the lovable fat guy, is obviously more in depth than we know. So the what I was getting at is what's going to lead to the next half of the show is one of the things that I'm taking is the Karizaki family saying that the past is the key to the future.
Yeah,
the past is the secret to the future, something like that. So whatever story we're going to unfold about Bale is going to bring us to whatever happened with Iki and Domino into now whatever's going to come with Gifu. And I really think that we're going to get this war. And I think that the siblings are going to go against each other. And I think the ideologies are going to fucking divide again. We're going to get like a more woven Gaim. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really hoping.
I wouldn't say Gaim. Maybe more of like a more interesting version of Saber, like with the South base arc.
What Saber should have been.
Kind of, kind of like what that Rush whole arc should have been, sort of thing. So that'd be cool. I'm down for that. I don't know. Part of me, I think, is like cautiously starting to like this show because like they are doing a lot of stuff that's interesting, a lot of stuff that's cool, and some of it is kind of twanged in this weird like tongue-in-cheek thing. But I mean, that's Kamen Rider. It is what it is. And especially this season, you know, it is. That's the identity of the show. I get it. Totally get it. I just think the track record we've had with a lot of these storylines, especially in the Reiwa era so far, I feel like a lot of them have fallen very, very flat. And that's what worries me a little bit. We have 20 episodes left, maybe 25 tops, depending on how many episodes the season ends up being. I hope they don't rush it, is my point. I hope they don't like finagle something in the last couple episodes to kind of like makes all of this moot.
Well, if anything, we'll have 2 V cinemas that we'll just use as canon.
I mean, if we're going to keep the same power of V cinemas, let's just bring the V cinemas and don't even finish the show at this point. Yeah. Like, damn.
I mean, this could either transform the show and from here on out become a whole what we're hoping it'll be, or it'll be Saber episode 48 or 51 where he came the first time.
Yeah,
it'll be that Revice or the Revice that we're probably aiming towards, because speculation here, I see the father going, I see Iki going, and I see Daiji stepping up. They're suppressing Daiji to give him this new power, and I really think that they're going to push him to be in opposition against Iki, because the holy demonic duality they have going on.
Do you think they're going to kill Iki by the end of the show?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think Iki might already be dead.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, given that, I still don't know what they were saying, but from Vice's inception, when he was created, he was a kid. There's no way that we get the context of the show when it started to now if he's known Vice this whole time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's what's got me messed up.
Interesting. If we degrade into the Saber crossover episode, I will immediately cancel any plan of covering this show ever again. I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
I kind of would refuse to watch any of the V cinemas. To be totally honest.
I've been eyeballing this other series, so we'll get there.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's Revice so far. It's like I said, I like what I'm seeing. I'm liking some of the building blocks. Some of the stuff I have some issues with, but that are, you know, my issues. They're really not anything like objectively an issue sort of thing. Forms are still kind of whatever. Like I said, the Jack Vice is the best looking one so far.
It's your Max Hazard equivalent.
Yeah, it's your Max Hazard.
Really just
it's you gotta have one.
Though.
I'm expecting the final form to pretty much be, Rex with inverted colors. That's essentially what I'm expecting at this point.
I think it's going to be the Reiwa trade. It's going to be the base form with a new swap of code. Just like
we'll see. We're getting there. We're going to get it soon.
I really hope not, though. But I really can see. Imagine the Revice suit with another palette. That would be fair enough. I would take that.
Yeah. I mean, the one that we're getting, I'll see if I can find a picture, but the one that we're getting next is this electricity looking form. It looks kind of wild and crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It has, I think, I'm not sure if it's right or not, but it has like the vibes of all three riders so far in the Reiwa era. It has the saber red or cloak with the 01 chest plate.
Yep. And then it has like the 01 green in it too. Let me pull this up. So this is going to be a huge spoiler. I'm going to pull this up just so you guys know if you don't want to see it.
Yeah, this is in the next form because apparently this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull this up so you guys can check it out. I will put it in the Discord as well. If you guys would like to check out the Discord, you are more than welcome to. We put all kinds of fun images there while we're doing it live. So
that's how we do.
Yeah, you kind of got the 01 green. You got some blue in here. I guess it's, the red would definitely be the Saber Eyes, but you got some blue. This looks almost like the Galaxy Blue, like the lighter version of the Galaxy Blue. And it has a very electric vibe to it. It almost looks like the base helmet, like not the eyes and the upper spikes, but it looks like the Great Damashi helmet, honestly.
It has the very spiky look. I mean, it's legit. Just it looks like an electric bolt is coming out of every possible angle of this. So,
and I also like this picture a lot more than the scans we got in the Telebikun thing.
You think?
Yeah, it may just be the scanning quality. That's all. But I like this picture a lot more. We'll see. I mean, we're gonna get it soon, so it is what it is. This style of vibrant color, I don't mind as much as like his base form.
It's very 01 vibe.
It's very 01.
I don't see the point of it. I don't see this as more powerful than Volcano. It just looks like more of a mess.
Don't know if this is going to be his final form or not, or if he's going to get one more. Josh hates it.
It's just the elemental. It's like, yeah.
I get it. I totally get it.
Nah, not my thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously, until we get the final form thing, we're just going to get a couple more of these. And I really hope Sakura gets her power up at some point. At least a new power up one, because it's just not right.
What did you think of her?
The cannon? I like the cannon.
I was going to say the ancient martial art of bazooka.
The bazooka. The bazooka cannon is so dope.
I'm going to name that cannon Democracy.
Liberty. It's just me. I'm big on cannons, so she has the cannon, and love becomes the cannon, mind you, because she's always the weapons.
Yep.
So it was really dope, but I don't see her being anything other than cute. You know what I mean? Like they got to do something different. George struck me at one point because George's goal is to create the ultimate Kamen Rider, and he's not above doing the duplicitous stuff that he's been doing in plain sight.
Yeah.
The whole Hiromi thing, just to touch on that, George's involvement is he told Hiromi, dude, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like,
he straight up said, hey, you use this, it's going to kill you. And then George went, he agreed. You signed the contract, it's out of my hands. Not my problem. Conscious, clear.
I love it because it's so... because he has the potential to become either the best good guy, the Zordon, or the ultimate dark shadow type of character. You know what I mean? Like, I really want him to pull the rug out from even under Gifu by just like something great.
I think, to kind of go off your theory that he's going to become the big bad at some point, I think the reason the dad wears a mask is something that George did. If George is not the big bad, I think the dad will be.
Because they never said how his dad died. They just kind of say he died.
No, they just said he died, and he's wearing a mask now, so I'm going to assume he's messed up. Because either that or he's just wearing a mask for flavor. And I get it. I do. You know, you have to assert dominance most of the time, you know.
What other way? Other than the Kaiba voice, I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
When you walk into any room with the Kaiba voice, I think you have the first seat.
So it's one of those things where I think one of them will be someone will figure out how to slam Gifu into a belt and use it. Absolutely, they're going to turn that. The Gifu stamp itself is going to somehow turn into a belt / stamp combo of some kind.
It'll be a chastity belt.
Yeah. Good Lord. I am kind of terrified of what the kaijin that comes out of that thing is going to look like, honestly.
It'll be the opposite, bro. Instead of Volvis, we're going to look phallic. It's just...
I just, like, if it has, like, 2 big ball hands and then it's just a long pipe, I don't know.
That's too much. Oh my God.
Do you know there's a demon have you ever seen the demon in Persona that looks like that?
No.
Hang on. I am not going to pull this one up on the screen.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
But I'll put it in the Discord if anyone wants to check it out. Let me get the name for it. You can also look it up yourself. Mara, M-A-R-A.
Mara.
Yep, that is the one.
Okay.
And like any Persona demon, it has multiple forms. Should I just pull it up on the screen? I don't know. Do you guys want to check it out? You know what? I'm not going to for YouTube purposes.
Oh my Lord, I was not prepared for that.
If you want to see what the Persona looks like, head over to our Discord. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now.
Guys,
and the link will be in the show notes below if you're watching in the future.
It is what sits in Cthulhu's banana hammock. This is what's beneath the beneath one.
Oh my goodness.
The great unspoken's unspoken. Thank you.
Oh man, you can check it out at our Discord there. It'll be in the show notes below if you are watching in the future times.
He has
Mara.
to cart it around like South Park vibes because of how massive it is. I'm sorry.
That is Mara. Mara is a thing. There is another version without the cart that is
great.
even more so.
Does it ambulate on its own? Because
it jiggles.
Great. Oh my God, guys.
There it is.
Oh, it's even better. There's no 2 ways, and it has the droopiness. What happened? Oh, God.
There's tendrils to places I did not expect. Tendrils connecting body parts to other body parts.
You want to win contests?
If you are listening to the audio version and you want a audio description, imagine Aubrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors as a penis. That's essentially what we're looking at.
That's it. That is, yes. It's Cthulhu's Wangus. Oh my God.
That is Mara. Go check out Shin Megami Tensei 5 if you want to see Mara.
Yeah. Oh. So, that's what Gifu's going to become when he emerges from that coffin.
That's Gifu. Oh my God.
Nobody's going to ride or kick that. Nobody's going to ride or kick that.
Nobody is going to ride or kick that. Everyone is going to run away terrified.
Bro, I'm going to have nightmares now.
I hope so.
Dude, like, and I've always said this because Americans are insane. But the Japanese, they take that to a whole nother level that you get Mara. Like, God. Somebody's like, I want to create a monster, right? But check this out. For some reason, I've been hating myself viciously, my manliness. If only I could. I got it.
Well, to be fair, most of these are actual demons throughout history in Persona. 99.9 are some kind of mythological or demonic thing that is in an actual culture somewhere. So
you're saying this demon is based off of
this is an artist's interpretation.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Peacemaker's asking if we saw the Cross Z and Rogue based forms for Revice. Have you seen these? I have not, Peacemaker. If you can find them and put them in the Discord, that'd be fantastic. I will pull those up. Yeah, Cross Z. I think I saw the Cross Z one. I haven't seen Rogue.
I did not see those.
Yeah, but Iki's going to get those forms. I don't know if they're side forms or Ganbarizing forms or what.
Oh, wait. Vice is a Pangu?
This is the one I saw, so I'm going to switch screens now that Mara is off the screen.
Thank you.
Vice looks like a penguin. That's adorable because George hates him. He's out to get him. But I did see this Cross Z one. I didn't see... Let me check out this.
Oh, that Rogue is nice.
Oh,
man.
Rogue just turns into a ball. Okay.
Yes. I like the colors. It just...
I like the heart on the chest. That's nice.
Yeah.
I do like the helmet, though. That is clearly supposed to be half the helmet of Bale, or Vale, which I'm assuming is, which is supposed to be they are rooster and dung beetle. Those are the two animals.
Dung beetle? Of course it's dung beetle.
Of course it's dung beetle, because Gentoku turned into a piece of poop. Because they...
I'm going to give you that. I'll give you that. Respect.
He's poopy doodle caca. So
2 points. 2 points. Poor Gentoku.
Sick. We'll say, speaking of dung beetles, there's a lot in Elden Ring, but I'm not going to get on another Elden Ring rant.
Oh, really?
Mark can't wait for these forms to get merged. That's pretty cool. I hope they do something like Soto's, or I don't think they'll do figure arts, but maybe Soto's. That'd be cool.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. Man, I want a Demon's Driver. I just think the squishiness is great. I think that is so cool. Let me tell you how, I think when we talked about it the first time when he premiered, how the kick was kind of meh. The spider leg kick, like it was kind of meh, right?
Well, I liked it, but you didn't.
I did not like it, but I will say this last couple episodes, and I think it was by the time Olteka took over, he's like punching people with those spider legs. He's doing like quick kicks with them.
They really took the opportunity to make the Demon's Driver badass, because in the hands of No Hat Julio, dude, and then you get Bale. So I'll take that.
I'm down for it. The Demon's Driver's sick. That thing is so cool. Just give me more demons. That's all I want. More demons.
I just want George to get it to take all his research.
Mm-hmm.
Once he's ready to screw everybody over, he becomes the ultimate Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
And watch him come out of the shadows, and it's just the Oracle Driver.
Nice.
And he just Kugas up and then just nukes everybody.
There you go. That'd be absolutely perfect. He just turns into Kuga. As long as it's not that disgusting monstrosity from the Overquartzer movie or whatever it was. As long as it's not that another Kuga bullshit, I'm down for it. That big CG nonsense. So at this point, I think I asked you this last time we touched on it, but what would be your driver of choice out of all the ones we've seen so far? Now that
based
we have a couple more.
Based on that, I think the Demon's Driver is my favorite because I like the simplicity of it. I think the Revice Driver is just too bulky, bro. Especially with the jack driver attachment.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta like bop it back and forth to no.
You have to play an actual game of bop it to do a form.
You have to twist it, bop it, pass it in order to even.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much for me personally.
Yep.
I don't like the Revice Driver, but I'm with you. The Demon's Driver is the toughest thing to come out.
Demon's Driver. I would assume you would stick to more of the Bale at this point. Bale version.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take the base one. That's fine. We can be the Demon Bros. I will say runner up just because I do like it as well. Sakura's Driver is pretty cool. It's very simple. It's very sleek. I dig her form. I dig her shtick. It is no secret that I'm a huge fan of the martial arts stuff, especially when it comes to theming in Tokudon or Tokusatsu. Not Tokudon. I mean, I'm the martial arts theme in Tokudon. Let's be honest. Look at me.
Karate guy.
Yeah, karate man. But obviously, that all leads into fucking fighting games and all this shit. I just love martial arts and Tokusatsu when they steer into it really, really hard. So I am. That would be my like honorable mention. I would definitely be okay with that if like. The Demon's Driver, there was only one, and like you somehow beat me to it somehow.
Oh, I would.
Oh, absolutely. Because you're gonna run, I'm not gonna run. So.
But the thing is, like, even if I were to get a driver before you, there would be this great mystery of my disappearance and this mysterious will that manifested where I left, of course, everything, including my driver, to my cat, and then you fucked it.
And then all of a sudden, this turns into a literal one-man show. So, I don't know how that happened.
How's it going, Carl? It's going great. Miss you, buddy. Buried under your carpet.
Mark loves the Demon's Driver, but the two-side driver being able to transform between a driver, evil and live, is pretty cool too.
The two-side aspect is good, but they don't really do much with it other than...
they haven't done a whole lot with it anymor.
I can imagine.
Josh said the cat becomes the greatest rider.
Aizen's such a... I named him Aizen, should have named him Renji. Yo, he's... dumb cat. I love him to death, but he's dumb. He would be the type where he would henshin, and then it would explode on him, and then he would just do it again because he thought it was fun.
I'd be down for that. I feel like I would probably do that too, honestly, to be fair. So
isn't it? I want to go back to a point where we're making, and then we can close out here. Do you think if they maintain this dynamic where they put the siblings in a battle together?
Okay.
you reintroduce Hiromi.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with Hiromi? Because I would bring him back as Bale, right? Give him the Bale driver. Have him take out No Hat Julio so that George then becomes the main villain.
If they brought Hiromi back, all I would want is either he gets a new form, kind of like Bale, or they alluded to being able to put on multiple stamps at a time, because Alteca tried to do it. So I would want him to gain some kind of, like, it would kind of be like a pseudo form, kind of like Birth's like full armor form when he puts all the pieces on. It'd be something like that, and obviously it would be a CG nutso mess. But I really liked the scorpion legs, even though they were just the Revice legs with the scorpion tail.
The grasshopper legs,
yeah, whatever they were. I thought that was really cool, and to see more of that with like the drill combined with other stuff too, I'd be down for that. I'd just go full beastie. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I think it's too good of a design to not bring back at the very least.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's iconic. And it's not even because it's iconic of Kamen Rider. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally Spider-Man. They're not going to not cash in on that. Come on now. Crazy. It would be cool to see maybe some other bugs though too. Maybe he gets an actual scorpion form. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
I mean,
Can't go wrong with scorpion forms.
There's still a couple more to go. Maybe still have a couple Vice stamps that aren't on the stock yet.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say what's actually going to come next, because I don't know. I'm assuming that this power up is going to be the Reiwa section. But we'll see.
I'm going to assume after Daiji / Kagero and Iki get their power ups, like we're seeing this electric one, and then we're going to get Holy Life. I think Sakura is going to get something of some kind of power up, new weapon set, something like that. Yeah. And then Iki will get his final form, and then we may possibly see Hiromi come back for a new form or whatever. Whether it's like the new demon's driver, maybe it's something else, whatever it may be, like a new driver that doesn't require the demon, something like that.
Let's hold out hope and see, because when we'll probably touch base again in like another couple episodes and see how our predictions pan out.
We'll see. I mean, they've been pretty on the nose so far, it seems. So, you know,
that's how we do it, bro.
That's how we do. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Revice is fine. It's fine.
Have faith, because I really hope that this is gonna stay on the course that it's going, and it'll just get better.
Yeah. So, I have no desire to watch week to week, but I am absolutely down to marathon a bunch of episodes like this. So next time we check in, we'll make sure we do it like that. And Josh said, now it's time for the Nurse Carl Rider design. So, before we get out of here, we need to figure out a Nurse Carl Rider design.
All right. So, I mean, I whenever you think of nurses, I always have this World War II era with the bonnet on the head.
Oh, of course. Like I said, the Silent Hill nurse. You get the little skimpy one.
No. Ooh.
It's gotta have like the real
so
one piece.
You need the miniskirt. You need a miniskirt.
High heels, obviously.
But your miniskirt is gonna have like the Swiss cheese look on it. It's gonna have like holes so that we see them thighs, bro.
Okay.
We're gonna see them monster Chun-Li thighs on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that. Your little, what's your belt? What do we do for your belt?
My belt? Oh, you know what it should be? It should be, because they're probably going to repaint this kind of thing when they make this Nurse Carl Rider V Cinema.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to repaint the Amazon's Neo driver with the syringe. They're going to repurpose that.
Syringe. Got you. All right. Yeah. And then your whole belt design is the Demon's driver, right? You pop in the thing. But rather than you have to hench in with the squeezing thing, instead you're just going to jam it to the back of your neck.
Mark said high heels increase the damage percentage on rider kicks, and you are absolutely correct, my friend.
You get bleed damage on those.
It focuses exactly. There's bleed buildup.
You get bleed build on the
now you're learning. That's my shtick. Nurse Carl Rider can proc status ailments.
That's the power up. That's it. You get the Elden Ring power up.
That's my shtick, right? Put it in a new whatever. I could put it in a new syringe. Now it's poison. Put it in a new syringe. Now it's bleed buildup. Put a new syringe. Frost.
You get a power up. Is instead of the syringe, you get an IV bag with the pressure gauge, and that's your finisher.
Yeah.
Just
juice up.
Love it.
Perfect. We nailed it. But the beard has to be out the whole time. It has to be like Pippy Poppy Popo, whatever her name is. It has to be like
Poppy,
that
Popo,
kind.
Popo.
Yeah, it has to be like that kind of helmet, but the beard has to be out.
The beard is like the
almost
whole
like
thing.
Rider Man. Like it's almost half a helmet.
Oh, that's perfect, because then you would see like the whole. That's where you keep the gimmicks. So you pull
them out of my beard.
Syringe from your beard.
Yeah. Or actually, I don't even use my hands. The beard puts them in. That's what it is. It turns into like an elephant trunk and then just like puts them in. What's up?
That's it.
That's it. We nailed it. Oh, and Josh said, don't forget the mind control and tracking chip needles.
That's what I'm saying. That's where you stab him. That's your finisher.
Yes, Mark nailed the gimmick, right? The gimmick is build bottles, essentially, but they're like medication, so it looks like those little things you like put the syringe into to pull it out. That's what instead of shaking and twicking, you just insert. Yeah. And just remember the entire time, these thighs, these glorious thighs are out and rocking.
They're holy thighs, bro. You have to have the Swiss cheese mini skirt.
Exactly.
That is the only way Carl can rider kick anybody with the high heels on. And then, mind you, don't forget that through the Swiss cheese holes, there's like your gnarly body hair.
Yeah. No, I would never shave my legs. You guys are going to deal with that one. So
you don't even have to kick. You're just going to... It's a rider graze. You set them on fire by grazing them with your leg.
The friction.
It just sets them on fire.
Josh regrets we're cashing in those channel points for this.
You wanted this. You put us on this.
You accepted this, Josh. You cashed them in.
This is how we do it. That's his rider kick. He sets you on fire with this friction of his leg.
Mark saying technically instead of the Seiken sword driver, it's a big syringe that turns into a sword. I'm thinking literally the Amazon Neos. Like it has the little thing on there, you eject it and then you turn it. And then like and it's like Nurse Carl. You need a bracer of something, man. There's got to be something. That's where all my syringes are. It looks almost like the Black Widow thing,
like Zabi Stinger. Yeah. So you clip it just like Zabi Stinger.
That's where the syringe hangs out. I like it.
Yes.
Get a rider sting going.
Yeah.
Put the bottle in there.
So the Stinger has like this hose that connects to like this oxygen tank you have in your back, but it's also like the oxygen is like
the half helmet, but it has the mask on.
Yeah.
But the beard's still out, obviously.
So she also has bullshit. It's not a jetpack. See, the Stinger is powered through electricity. The electricity actually are defibrillators. So that's what she uses as a finish. You just shock them in your face.
Get the stun knuckles from Book of Boba Fett. But they're defibrillators.
They're defibrillators. So that's your chest piece has like these breast attachments that you take out and you just...
It's like the Guyver chest, but you just pull them off.
That's your buster.
I love it. Oh my
God.
There's a dial right in the middle where I can like crank it up.
I'm sorry. This is what happened.
Just don't. No matter what, no matter how cool you're picturing this defibrillator pack thing,
it is not.
Remember, I am in a mini skirt and my leg hair is sticking out the entire time. Because I know you all forgot about that for a moment.
Yeah, and don't forget the beard is flailing, and you can see the lower lip of his lip quivering. You got the Sylvester Stallone.
Mark's saying there needs to be an episode of just creating obscure and ridiculous riders. Well, we could make an episode if enough people save up those channel points.
We would need your help.
We could just do an entire episode of weird ass riders.
We're gonna feed off of this shit because oh my god, I just went way dark with that. That is too much, Carl. That's way too much.
Nurse Carl's here to save your life.
Here to check your blood pressure. Yeah. And shit.
Make a community goal. That is perfect, Josh. I will do that right after this. We're going to make a community goal that you can dump some points into, and then we will do an entire episode of where you guys just say the weirdest thing, and we'll try and make a rider out of it.
Done deal. Oh my god. We're going to need, we should obviously look into some kind of speed sketcher to come up with this shit, too.
Yeah, I can't draw fast enough or well enough to do this. So
we're gonna get.
I've tried. I'll probably pull it out as a backup plan, but I can't draw fast enough.
This has to come to life.
Okay,
I love it.
Well, Mark said he already has enough for 8, and Josh has enough for 6. So that's a solid 14K right there that we can dump into this.
Dude, done deal. Done deal. Holy crap. We're gonna. You know what? Okay. I don't know if we can do it live, but what if we bring up the 5 shots in?
Oh my god!
Prior
5 shots
to
live.
the pre of the episode, we could do that. That would be the best way to do it.
We're gonna bring back 5 shots in to do it for stupid riders. I'm not taking 5 shots before an episode of the podcast. I can't handle 5 shots anymore, Rob.
I know.
We came up with this idea when we were much more seasoned in the drinking
game.
When we were
young and spry. When I was like my first century on this planet.
5 shots sounds like it'll kill me right now.
Like legit, we'd probably not wake up.
The podcast is literally just me like.
And then he were.
I'm gonna go.
Right up puke. But yes,
you can do it during the stream. It's just spicy water.
Telling you, bro. Listen,
oh
some of those episodes on the YouTube.
Maybe if we get that goal, I will put a special channel reward in there that people can put things to, and we'll just do like a. Yeah. Oh God, I don't want to say it, but maybe they can put points and like do a shot every time they do the points or something. God, that sounds awful. Oh my God.
We gotta do it for every.
My stomach was like, "What did you just do?"
He's like, "You fool!" Meanwhile, I'm like, "Yes, we're gonna do it."
Oh my God. All right, I will spicy water. I will make this community goal, and then we'll figure out the logistics in the meantime.
Hell yeah!
So you guys can dump those points. It'll be up in the next 15 to 20 minutes.
And imagine, and you know how it goes whenever we create something. It goes into the ether, and then it becomes a thing. Somehow, one of these riders that we're going to come up with will be a thing. That's just
Hiromi's final form is just Nurse Carl.
That's how he comes back. Just,
yeah, but it still has the Seto Kaiba voice. I will destroy you.
Sin. I gotta see that kick in action, bro. That rider kick is gonna be sexy.
I will risk my life to save your life. Henshin.
Bro. So, now I'm excited. Now we have goals.
We have goals in our miserable existences now.
I love it. Thank you, guys. Thanks for that idea, you guys. You guys nailed it. I can't wait.
It's the Silent Hill Kamen Rider crossover we've all been dreaming about.
We need this in our lives, man. I'm telling you. Spooky Rider is the shit.
This episode has gotten away from me. I don't even know what this is anymore. But I'm here for it.
It is what we do here, bro. We take you on rides and we bring you back, and then we'll see you again when it happens again.
So that's Revice.
So that was Kamen Rider Revice.
Yeah. If you guys want to check me out during the week, every Wednesday, Friday, and this here Sunday, around 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sundays, 7:30 or so on the weekend or weekdays, Eastern Standard Time. You can check me out. Twitch.tv/KaijuCarl. If you're watching live, you're already here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And otherwise, I am on Twitter at KaijuCarl. And some YouTube stuff. I got to put up last week's episode still. Elden Ring has consumed all of my life on top of
That's okay.
multiple other project things I've been working on lately. So just real life nonsense. So I will get that up today probably. If not, it'll be up by tomorrow. And then we'll get this one cooking as well. And where can they find you, my friend?
So Carl, thanks for all that. I am Rob. You can find me at 6echoes.se@gmail.com. Send me some of your spooky stories. I'm doing a lot of creepypasta recordings. I have a new channel that's going to be coming up next week. Definitely send me anything you got. I'm still working on the Kamen Rider Tokudon episode. I have the first episode done, so I have 2 more episodes. It's kind of going to be a 3-part type of thing. I have a couple casting availabilities if anybody's interested to do some voiceover work. Again, hit me up at the email 6echoes.se@gmail.com and reach out to us here at tokudonpodcast.com. Excuse me.
Podcast.com.
Is it podcast? Tokudon Official. Excuse me. TokudonOfficial.com.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what our own website's called.
That's all I got. So that's all I got going on. And we'll see you next time.
Deuces, yo. Have a good night, guys.
See ya.